Coming up in today's ultimate Singapore food adventure. Yes!
Blondie in China.
I'm making new friends, finding the best hidden gem food spots, serving up banger after banger after banger after banger, and I owe it all to my taxi drivers.
Find the lor mee, especially the queue is very long. That is the one.
Today I'm employing a technique I use all the time. Simply get into a cab and eat whatever the taxi driver recommends. But it doesn't come without its share of challenges.
I'm not a food lover. You took the wrong taxi.
You're not going to want to miss his recommendation, that's for sure. But without further ado, let's get this food adventure started with my first taxi ride of the day.
You're going?
Well, I don't know. I want to try some local Singaporean food, and I was wondering if you could take me somewhere that you might take your relatives if they came to visit from overseas, something that you like to eat.
If you ask me,
Yeah.
my favorite store, I think I eat lor mee.
Okay, I've never had it before.
Find the lor mee, especially the queue is very long. That is the one. I bring you kalai pot. After once you eat the kalai pot, the lor mee, try chendol. It's very nice and sweet. Maybe later after you finish your lunch or whatever, you get a taxi, you just tell them Katong Laksa. Laksa, you try it?
I was in Malaysia recently and I had the Penang style.
Penang style not nice.
Not nice.
Not nice. You try Singapore style. Penang style is a bit sour. Singapore style is different.
Thank you, sir.
Bye. And later you eat your laksa.
Okay, thank you. What a legend. So my drivers brought me to this hawker centre here. It's called Old Airport Road, armed with a plethora of food tips, but first on my agenda is finding the lor mee stall with the longest queue. Yes!
I always see you on the ground. Very nice.
Thank you so
I
much.
didn't know you're in Singapore.
I'm here and I just
I thought
arrived.
you went to Koh Samui
I was there 3 days ago.
with Kirk. I must
Now I'm here.
Yeah. Blondie in China.
Thank
You
you.
must have a picture with you.
I came here because I'm looking for the famous lor mee. Do you know where it is? They help point me in the right direction, but unfortunately for me, the best one is closed for the next days. But the great thing about Singapore is where one food door closes, another one opens.
But here you try the oyster omelette. Best chendol.
Oh, is this chendol?
It's the best.
I'm gonna get some chendol. They not only treated me to chendol, but insisted I sit in the best spot in the house.
To the Chinese,
Yeah.
8 is very lucky. Always bring you luck. So 188. Because you have fak. Every day fak.
Well, I've got 3 Singapore uncles giving me food recommendations and treating me to dessert, so as far as I'm concerned, I've already hit the jackpot. So what makes this one so special?
First, most important thing is the gula melaka, the brown sugar.
Okay.
The brown sugar they take from the coconut sap. Very important. This is not the natural sugar that you get from sugar cane. And then the beans has to be very soft and tender. Some places the beans you bite there's like a stone inside.
Oh.
That means very old beans. And this is called the
Chendol.
chendol. This is the one. You
Like-
can dig from the bottom
Oh,
or
yeah.
dig from the whichever you prefer.
I think I like the bottom.
Of course you like the bottom.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Right? And the hot day is sweet and nice, it's flavor, you know?
It's so good. It's sweet, but not too sweet.
Yeah.
It's like a rich sweet
Yeah,
and like
this is
caramel.
Coconut sugar, palm sugar.
And I love the chendol as well. A nice texture inside as well. Now let's try the red bean.
See, it's soft and tender.
Soft. I want to eat this every day in Singapore that I'm here. This is so
No,
good.
Only here, not other places.
This is why my soul keeps leading me back to Singapore. Nowhere else is food so easily a conduit for friendship. Next up on this very spontaneous food adventure within a food adventure, I'm about to check out this crew's favorite oyster omelette place, but we're just crossing our fingers it's still open. I'm lucky. This is the place here, Sing Lee Cooked Food.
This guy is really so meticulous.
He starts off by adding a thin layer of batter, then cracking in a few eggs. The mixture's flipped, some sauce is added, followed by some spring onion, then a handful or two of fat, juicy oysters. Man, am I excited for this. Salty and umami. And simple.
Yes.
And a little bit spicy.
This
Ooh.
is original. Okay, you dip this a bit. Use a chopstick.
Yep.
And dip it and spread it around. Okay, that's it. Right? Is the most important is the chef. You see, the chef is been cooking this for 40 years
Yeah.
or something like that. So you get new chef, of course. It's not so.
Do many of these hawker centres eventually just get new chefs and then it changes?
Yeah, because a chef is a chef. You cannot ever get, even if you give you the right ingredients, the right proportion, you can't cook the same as him, the way he cooks.
Yeah.
You know? So it's best that, like us, we eat wherever we want, but we make sure it's good food.
Yeah.
Because in the end, these people will not be around anymore.
I learned so much from my new group of friends, and they were so sweet to drop me off at my next food stop, the Roxy Centre, where they've told me I can find the best Katong Laksa in Singapore.
Nice meeting you anyway. Take care.
Thank you so much. Bye guys. Oh my gosh, that was the coolest. So I entered the Roxy Centre thinking, okay, how am I gonna find this laksa place? It's not hard, because as soon as you enter, you start seeing this yellow signage, and every yellow sign is the same. It's advertising the original Katong Laksa since 1950. The yellow signage goes all the way to the end of this corridor, even though the actual laksa store itself is only one of the stalls in this like mini hawker center. The bowl starts with noodles, then in with some soup, which is then immediately emptied, then added and emptied, added and finally emptied, then it's on with the toppings, some sauces, and finally the soup is added for real for real.
你为什么加这个汤，然后让这个汤就是给它弄烧？
This is also something I saw them do in Penang when I tried Assam Laksa there for the first time. And I don't know what I thought I was expecting, but this still isn't it. I feel like every time, like last time I was in Malaysia and Penang, I had this idea of what I thought laksa was. And growing up in Australia, laksa is kind of very coconutty, very creamy, very thick and rich. I mean, in Penang, obviously you've got the Assam Laksa, which is really sour and almost clear broth. And this is different again. This one has definitely coconut inside because the smell coming off it is coconutty. It's fish paste. I can see it and smell it. Actually, there's this paste on top that I'm kind of interested to try. Ooh, salty, spicy, and a little bit fishy from the fish paste inside as well. But this smells so amazing. Oh man, I could just spray this on my body like perfume. First, I'm gonna try the broth. It's incredible, it's nuanced, and there's just so many layers to that flavor of the broth that I'm trying to figure out how to explain it. It's salty, first and foremost, and you can taste the fish paste inside, so it's got that umami kick as well. The coconut is there, but it's not as dominant as the laksa I've eaten in Australia is, where it's like super thick, almost coconut milk directly from the can. Whereas this, it's more subtle. You can taste the refreshing coconuttiness as almost like an aftertaste. Also the slightest hint of lemongrass in there as well, which also gives it that freshness. So I'd say it's like a really beautiful balance between the salty, fishy side of things with the refreshing coconutty, lemongrassy, herby side of things. And one of the first things I noticed when I actually grabbed a spoonful of these noodles to eat is the noodles are short. And my first impression was, oh no, I've waited too long, I've spoken too much at the camera, now my noodles are soggy and have started breaking apart. But they aren't soggy, they're perfectly textured. And what I think they do is they cut the noodles to make it easy to eat, which I really appreciate, because trying to eat a bowl of noodles without chopsticks with just a spoon, which is all I've gotten for this dish, can be a challenging thing. But now that the noodles are cut, it's so nice and easy. But as I learned from Zerman when filming with him a few days later, those short noodles actually have nothing to do with making the customer's life easier. Why do they cut the noodles?
Laksa is really because they need to escape those like the police back then. So they need to pack very quickly and they need to run. So instead of a bunch of utensils like chopsticks and all, which you will get lost in the process, they just use spoon and they cut the noodles. So everyone will just eat it with a spoon, and when they run, it's very easy for them to just grab and go.
Laksa's done, absolutely amazing. Now let's do taxi driver recommends what I eat round 2. Let's try and flag us a taxi from just outside the Roxy Centre and see where it takes us. I'm making a YouTube video about Singapore food, and I was wondering if you could take me somewhere that you might take your friends if they came to Singapore.
Curry noodles.
Which hawker centre?
Hong Lim, yes. Very famous, that one very famous.
Is it
On the
tasty?
long queue. Oh, tasty, yes. And below, now they got one coffee, generation, not generation coffee. And the coffee is good and cheap.
Good and cheap.
Ah, yes.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay. Well, I am not actually too sure what to do with that information. So he's actually the first person I have ever come across in Singapore that does not identify as a foodie.
I'm not a food lover.
You're not a food lover?
Yeah, no. You took the wrong things. Not like my son. My son is very good in food. My son can wait for 1 hour. Brother-in-law can wait for 1 hour.
And you, will you wait up in 1 hour line?
Oh, I don't. I want to finish it fast. I just continue my working, my driving.
That makes sense, that makes sense.
You know, taxi driver time is money, you know.
I mean, I think I want to still follow his suggestion. He's taken me here to Hong Lim Centre, which actually is looking a bit familiar. I think I may have been here on my last trip in Singapore, even with Zermatt. I think Zermatt took me here and took me to a wonton mee place, but the taxi driver has recommended that I try curry chicken
noodles. Hi sir, I'm looking for curry chicken noodles. Do you know where it is? Oh, it's here.
You want fish roll or two devil? Either one.
Okay, thank you. Oh, this is also the coffee place he recommended.
The two stores are actually right next door.
Hi. You know me? Yeah, I do. Oh, cool. Oh, thank you so much. My taxi driver recommended I try your coffee.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm gonna go next door and have their noodles next.
Okay, no problem.
Is it good here next door? Okay. Oh, that looks great. You know what? For a taxi driver that doesn't really care too much about food, he's done this plan very, very well. I'm just gonna drink my coffee and see how long this queue actually takes me. Ooh, nice coffee.
About 30 minutes later, I made it to the front of the queue, and that's when I realized there's only one chef running the entire operation. But what they lack in staff, they definitely make up for in Michelin stickers. Out front, there's a whole pile of poached chicken on display, alongside this massive vat of rich curry gravy with tofu and potato soaking inside. Then the chicken is added, finished with a generous ladle of that curry sauce, and there we have it, what I now know is an absolute Singaporean classic, curry chicken noodles.
The noodles is really the only thing you can kind of customize about this dish, and you order it in advance, like 2 or 3 spots before your turn in the queue. He comes around and he asks you, what noodles do you want? And even that is a point of like, like people are really quite passionate about what noodles go best in this. I've asked the person in front of me to help me order, and then once I ordered, the person behind was like, no, you should have gotten this noodle. Anyway, at this stage, I'm not sure what noodle I have ordered. All I know is that I've got this, and I'm unsure whether this is the noodle I ordered. It's so thick and so interesting. Excuse me, my friend. I'm just wondering, is this the bihun here?
This one?
Yeah.
Fish cake.
Oh, it's fish cake. Okay. Got it. I thought it was a noodle. Thank you. Okay, I have clarity. It is not the noodle, it is a fish cake. But it's so soft and noodle-like. Wow, check that out. I also have a chili sauce. The lady behind me told me this is a must-eat. But first, I'm gonna go in for some of that broth, which is so opaque and saturated, you cannot see the bottom of the spoon. Smells incredible. Smells really nutty. Oh my God. So freaking good. Wow. That broth is food art. It's coconutty, it's nutty, it's super fragrant, it coats your throat, and it's not spicy, but there's just a warmth in my throat. I'm not sure where it's coming from because it's just warm and nice and happy. It's one of those things it's a really strong flavor, but all the flavors are so imbalanced. I can understand why there's a massive queue there. Okay, next bite I want to have is this fish cake, which is so fun and squishy. Oh, I think that is the best fish cake I have ever had because it's not overly fishy. The texture is sensational. It's springy, it's soft. It's the kind of texture that I would like to have a pillow made out of. Next element I'm gonna try is the chicken. The chicken is proudly sitting right at the front of the store, and even on the sign there are 2 chickens. So I can only imagine that this is a very important part of the dish. Let's taste it. Some people might fall into the trap of thinking chicken is chicken. In my experience, not every chicken will actually taste like chicken. This tastes like chicken, where it's tender, amazing texture, but it also tastes really, really chickeny at the same time, and chickeny in a very tasty way. I mean, this is just in a soup. And yes, you can taste a little bit of the soup on the outside, but you can still taste the chickeniness underneath it, and even just on its own. Like, I'm pretty sure if I was just to grab one of those chickens and bite into it with no flavor on the top, it speaks for itself. Just simply good chicken.
Let's see how it tastes dipped inside that chili sauce.
Oh, that chili sauce is fantastic. It is smoky. Not too spicy, it's salty, but what I really love is you've got these bits inside the sauce that's actually super crunchy. So it's almost a bit more like a chili crisp, and that goes so well with the chicken as well. Next element is, I believe this is tofu, but I'm excited to try it because it looks really saturated and soaked with that soup. Oh wow. It's the first element in this very flavorful soup that is just a texture. It just soaks up all of that soup, and it's just a delivery of soup into your mouth. It's just the courier. Whereas the fishball and the chicken have both been able to shine on its own, but I think the beauty of this tofu is that it's simply the carrier, the vehicle. And now, last but not least, what I believe is a potato. It is. It's potato. It tastes like potato, but like, it's got also a flavor inside. It's almost like a marinated potato. I have to say, I am loving the combination of the yellow noodle and the white noodle, because the yellow noodle is more soft and it has a very specific texture in its own right. And then the white noodle is like almost crispy, springy. and together it's just like, it really is very, very nice. So I'm happy with my selection. Also, this is a small bowl, I would like to add. This is really, really huge. This is the kind of meal that takes you out.
But of course, there's always room for dessert.
This is not a recommendation from a taxi driver, but I've been sitting there eating my curry noodles, and I've been looking up here where there's this store, which I find the name really hilarious. It's called Pretty Good Muffins. And I just somehow, something about the modesty is really getting to me. So I want to see just how pretty good these muffins are. Hello, I would like to try a muffin. Which one is your bestseller?
Our best sellers are the one on the top row.
Yeah, these look amazing.
What's your favorite?
My favorite, I love either the chocolate pistachio or the Nutella.
I'll try both. This one is chocolate and pistachio. This one is Nutella and sea salt. Oh, it's pretty good. So I think the thing I find pretty good about it is it reminds me of a homemade muffin. The kind of muffin you would make growing up in your kitchen with your mum. And it's just very different from the commercial muffins you get from cafes a lot these days. I can't remember the last time I had a homemade muffin. The top is slightly crunchy, so when you have it, it's like the soft bunginess, and then you've got a little bit of a crust. And then Nutella is Nutella, and then a little bit of salt on top to give it a little bit of a balance. Pretty good. Now for the pistachio chocolate one. Oh, look at the pistachio on top. And it's still like really hot. This is right out of the oven. I think this one's my favorite. Rich chocolate, same again. It's a little bit crispy on top. I love this pistachio cream. It gives it a little bit of a nuttiness. It's warm. All I can think about doing is putting a scoop of vanilla ice cream with this. Actually, you know what? Let's do that. Okay, I've rushed back to my private little eating spot here, and I have to act quickly because temperatures are not in my favor. While the muffin ever cools down, my ice cream is getting melty. So let's do this. Wow. Take this as a sign to always follow your dreams and follow where your gut takes you, because my gut is really happy right now with this combination of vanilla ice cream, hot chocolate, homemade muffin. Guys, you need to do this. Do yourself a favor. If you come to Singapore, get yourself a Pretty Good muffin. I would really recommend this chocolate and pistachio one. Find an ice cream of your choice. I feel like vanilla is best, and enjoy that together. You will not regret it. Oh my God.
But I think that's quite enough food for one day. Although I am keen to squeeze in one more driver recommendation before I leave Singapore. I am making a YouTube video about what to eat in Singapore, and I was wondering if you could take me to somewhere you might take your family and friends if they came to visit you.
Oh my God, of course.
Brenda, what are you doing here?
Obviously, this is very much planned. Brenda and I are friends. We made a video once before when I was in Singapore last time.
Hi guys, I'm Brenda. I am a Blondie in China fan.
Oh.
And I'm also a lifestyle and food creator in Singapore.
So what have we got planned for today? You're going to be taking me to somewhere you recommend, obviously. We're still going with the theme of this video. My driver is recommending what I eat for the day, so technically we are still on brand. So what's the plan?
Okay, so I kind of want you to experience like a different side of Singapore, because I feel like you've had quite a lot of Chinese food.
Yes.
So we are going to be experiencing like Malay and Indian mamak food today. It is one of my favorites, like very hearty, and it's perfect for like that early morning like breakfast lunch. So I'm actually going to take you to the first stop, which is Adam Road Food Centre.
Yep.
It's something of a hidden gem.
I think I realize it's a hidden gem when you're approaching lunch hour and there are tables that are still free.
Yeah.
And there's not a huge line for any of the stores. So what are we having here?
We're gonna go and get Indian rojak first.
I've actually tried rojak once before when I was filming with Dermot on my last trip to Singapore. It's basically this mix of fruit and veggies all tossed in this really pungent, sweet and tangy sauce, but it looks like Indian rojak is going to be something completely different.
This is actually more of like a fusion, like an Indian, Muslim and Singaporean fusion dish, and it consists out of like your fried fritters. You can actually pick out what you want. So there's like potato, there's different types of dough fritters, there's peanuts.
Wow, super, super colorful. That's something I really loved when we went on our last adventure, how saturated everything is.
Last time we caught up in Singapore, Brenda introduced me to soup tulang, which was so red and saturated it stained my hands for the next 48 hours.
So it's gonna be a mix of all of these different like dough fritters and this like signature really thick, sweet, spicy red sauce.
You just really love red foods.
I kinda do. I kinda do.
Oh,
We're
it's
gonna
like
get one of
malatang
them.
style.
Oh yes, it is.
Okay. So we're gonna get a fritter. I have no idea what this is about to be like. Okay. We're gonna get a little bit of this too. I think that's a vegetable.
That's prawn, girl. That's like literally just entire thing of prawns.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not vegetable at all. So we've got ourselves 2 prawn fritters here. Love that.
This one is, I think this one is,
I think it might be shrimp too.
this is also shrimp. Okay.
Actually, you know what?
I'm a passenger princess. I've never picked my own Indian rojak before.
I'm also a passenger princess.
What are we gonna do?
Okay. Hello. Can you help us recommend a few things to put together?
Okay, this is coconut. Oh, okay.
The green one is cabbage.
The one is bean sprout.
Anchovies. Do you want to try anchovies? Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, okay.
So it's just basically a whole buffet of fried items.
But choosing your items is only step 1.
Basically popped again into the deep fryer for just to refresh it.
Then it's cut up into bite-sized pieces.
Wow, I'm very nervous for his hands.
Oh my god, it's so
I don't know how he still has all 5 fingers.
For garnish, we've got some fresh cucumber, onion, and fresh chili going on top too.
And now comes the sauce.
He ladled out a bowl of it that we can use as a dipping sauce for our fried items. And check out how colorful this is. Talk about a deep fried salad. But of course, gotta get a drink too. Last time we hung out, Brenda introduced me to the wonders of sugarcane juice with lemon. Let's see if this is gonna be my new favorite.
This is balonglong with sour plum. It's kind of weird, like I don't really know how to explain it. In English, it's supposed to be called
Umbrella.
umbrella. It's like small mango, like a cousin of mango, like kind of tangy.
Okay. I'll give it a try. Ooh. I think it might be an acquired taste.
Oh, really?
It's got somehow like a slight grassiness to it. I do like it.
I think it's a little bit more similar to like a tangy sour plum kind of flavor.
Yeah.
And you're right, it is pretty grassy, but I like grass, so.
Great. Is this a finger food? Do we have this with?
We do have like little sticks. If you don't feel too confident with the sticks, we do have chopsticks.
I think this is like somehow in my genetic makeup as a caveman, I know how to spear food with stick. Like,
exactly. Oh, that was perfect.
It's my core competence. This one I think is the anchovy fritter, and I'm just gonna dip it in this. Wow, look how thick it is.
Just go ahead.
Ooh, it smells sweeter than I thought. That is totally not what I was expecting. I just thought from the color of it that this was going to be like really intensely herby and maybe spicy, but it's actually sweet. Mm-hmm. This is almost something that I'd like to get for dessert. Mm-hmm. And it's reminding me, like with the fritters, almost like, I know I just had an anchovy fritter, but it's almost reminding me of like a French toast with like a sweet sauce.
Yeah, it's very bready. And this sauce is actually like a really sweet, spicy peanut sauce. So you get that like dessert feel from it almost.
It's good. Mm-hmm. Very good.
And then you've got all these garnishes like cucumber, green chili, and onion.
Which I must say added a nice contrast to the sweetness. But guys, this is just a warm-up. Let's start lining up for our next stop, also located here in the Adam Road Food Centre.
Round 2, we are here at Selamat Datang. Okay, Selamat Datang is actually the Malay word for welcome. So the place is actually called Warung Park Safari. Okay. So we're actually gonna have mee soto and mee rebus today. These are 2 like Malay noodles and soup combis. So mee soto is my personal favorite. It's like chicken noodle soup but make it Malay.
And then the other thing that we're gonna try is mee rebus. Mee rebus is like a little bit more sweet, salty, spicy, and it's got a richer and thicker gravy sauce.
When it was being made, my eye was attracting me to this because I love thick and saucy and gloppy and like something about that really attracted me. But as for smell, this is what I'm excited to try.
Yep. My heart and my soul are made out of mee soto.
We'll get a spoon and dig in. Do you reckon we can try this one first? Because I really want to try that broth.
The broth is cooked from rempah, which is like a curry spice paste, and it has like galangal, lemongrass, like all sorts of very fragrant, hearty, spicy. Not in like a heat kind of spicy, but in like a flavor, spice. Oh, I love.
Magic. It's somehow really flavorful, but also really comforting and simple at the same time. Okay, I might say it. I've had quite a few bowls of noodles in this video. I think this might be my favorite. Yes! It's not too heavy. It's just absolute perfection. And I haven't even tried the noodles and the stuff inside.
But you know what? You need to try the bergedel as well. So this Warung Park Safari, they do a bergedel, which is like a potato cutlet. Very, very well.
What's really great about this is it soaks up all of the soup. So it's just... yeah, wow.
Yep. It's good, right? There's something special about this dish.
So this is mine. So have fun with that. Actually, we should try this. I don't want to choose a favorite child before I've even birthed to the second one. And this one is like super, super saucy. So
yes.
Wow.
It's a little bit sweeter. It's thicker, and it's made out of like fermented soy and sweet potato.
Very nice. But
But with this, I could have a bowl, no problem.
Agree.
This is more of like a, I'll share this with you.
Yeah.
I'll have 5 or 6 bites, and it's a really strong flavor.
Yeah.
It's sweet, it's spicy, it's a bit fishy as well, from I guess some shrimp paste inside or something. Very delicious, but I have my favorite child.
That's good, right? Eat this, seriously.
It's the best.
A hidden gem, no? A hidden gem.
This is the best, holy shit. But we still have one more stop.
But before we leave Adam Road Food Centre, a special mention to the stores we plan to also eat at, but were unfortunately closed on the day. Maybe you guys could check them out for me. For now, we're heading to Little India.
Spot number 2 that my driver has recommended. So where are we? What are we about to eat?
All right, so we are now in Little India, and this restaurant is called Azmi Restaurant. Okay, this is one of the very few places in Singapore that still makes their chapati like fresh. And chapati is like an unleavened flat bread that is really simple. It's just like flour, water, a little bit of oil maybe, and they cook it fresh on the griddle. And it's kind of like a blank canvas to a world of possibilities and toppings and curries. We're definitely gonna get the mutton keema, which is like a mincemeat kind of curry.
Yes. This is my first ever chapati.
Oh, really?
In my life.
I think you're gonna like it because you're a bread gal.
Anything that looks, and it's also super, super hot. It's like right off the grill.
Yep.
Got us a nice fresh one. So
Yeah, tear it
yeah, I can tear it?
Yes.
Oh,
So it's like a little
steamy.
bit thicker and a little bit less sort of like flaky than your normal like roti prata.
A bit more chewy as well.
Yeah.
And like dough, yeah. Okay, so then what's the second stop?
So this is the mutton keema, so you gotta like dip it in,
Dip it?
get it in there. Okay.
Oh,
Pretty good, right?
salty muttony goodness. One thing's for sure, I'm happy I found my way into your car today and you're able to take me around to your recommendations. Don't forget to check out Brenda's channel. She's making amazing content, lifestyle content, occasionally food content as well. When I'm back, I will definitely keep making content together because you always take me to the best places.
Oh, I'm so glad you enjoyed the food.
I loved
like,
it.
This is like food that speaks to my soul, you know?
Yeah. And thank you guys so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next week. Goodbye from Singapore. Bye.